Hello and welcome to SirToshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down. Today's date is Saturday, the 28th of October, 2023, the year of BSV. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online, the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Here we go, let's get into it. So I'm just going to rush through this today, try and make it a quick one. This is for all the newbies who have been asking me about Bitcoin recently and what it really is, what do the letters BSV stand for and all that. So I'm literally just going to do this chart show to explain to them the fundamental figures behind the price. So remember, price is the end result of all the hard work, effort and investment that has gone in prior. It is therefore the last metric to move and the least of all metrics that matter. So, but obviously the cabal won't tell you that. They think that they want you to trade it as if it's a security and it doesn't have any fundamental statistics or workings. So let's have a look at this then. So these are all the shitcoins that have been created. So BTC Cabal coin was created on the 24th of August 2017. Bcrash was actually created on the 15th of November 2018. eCash, what a joke, who cares really. But then we've got Bitcoin. This is the one that goes right the way back to the Genesis block, started on the 3rd of January 2009. It's just simply had to change its ticker symbols through social engineering and stuff like that. So you've got the genuine Bitcoin, currently with a market price of $49. Absolutely insane. So starting from the bottom here, this is the figure that matters the most. So the block size is the amount of data being uploaded onto the network. The data is uploaded via the transactions. So if there's no data, no transactions would exist. The transactions are processed by the nodes that create blocks and supply the hash rate. And the hash rate is meant to be attracted to the value, which is meant to be representative of the price. But the price is currently speculative because people don't have a clue what Bitcoin really is. But when education catches up with speculation, you can guarantee the speculative prices will soon start to match their fundamental values. Happy days. So hash rate, we'll just have a quick look at difficulty adjustment on BTC. So the difficulty adjustment is to make sure that a block is found on average every 10 minutes. And this is to do with Cabal coin, BTC, because again, the majority of hash rate is on there because the price is so high, because they pumped it with Tether. But look at this, they're literally just another all-time high. Look at that. So that just means more hash rate is being added to the network, which is squeezing all the other miners off the chain. And the largest miner at the moment is Foundry USA Pool, which is MasterCard, and obviously, related to the central bank, so they can literally print as much fiat currency as they want, which allows them to add more and more hash onto the network, which will centralize it and eventually make it utterly worthless. Personally, what I think they're doing is mining BTC in order to front run its collapse. So the moment the market starts to turn and sort of flood into the genuine Bitcoin, which is where it should be, BSV, all they're going to do is dump their huge amounts of BTC that they've mined in order to reduce as much value as possible from flooding into Bitcoin. So that's why we're seeing this increase in hash rate there. We'll actually have a look at the hash rate on BSV over the year, looking steady. So that was the recent price increase there. So you can see suddenly other miners were just like, oh, that actually looks like it's more profitable to mine. We'll put some more hash rate on there. And then they left when the price came back down. So hash rate follows price. Just remember that one. So we've got network nodes. So network nodes are the mining operations. These are they. So these are the mining operations. And remember, this is they are globally distributed and economically competitive. And they can switch chains literally anytime they want. So this is the backbone to the new global financial system, the world's first ever commercial internet. Honestly, it blows my mind every time. All this stemmed from like one white paper. So let's have a look at the transactions. So we can see that Bitcoin has got 82.69% of the entire transaction volume on its network in comparison to all these shitcoin forks here. But let's have a quick look at that in comparison to the rest of the market. So, I mean, previously, Bitcoin has been like 97. It's now down at 46. But still, when you consider the market cap size of the genuine Bitcoin, and yet it's got 46% of the entire market's transaction volume on its network. And that's in comparison to XRP that, shitcoiners are starting to hear about. Oh, what's XRP? Well, it's another piece of absolute dog shit. Not even distributed, let alone competitive. Completely centralized. So there's literally no point in it existing whatsoever. Ethereum, I mean, just copied the code from Bitcoin, and then Cabal coin, again, they've just completely destroyed the Bitcoin protocol. Segregated the signatures on the chain, making it contractually illegitimate and economically worthless, so completely pointless really. But there we go, crazy. And block size, again, that's the amount of data going up onto the chain. So let's have a look at the block sizes. Relatively small compared to what we've seen to recently. However, you can still see here we've got a few blocks here like 14 megabytes, 9 megabytes, 10 megabytes, 13 megabytes. If we go on to Altcoin, they're literally like 1.7, 1.8, 1.5. So on average, what we're looking like, 1.9 megabytes. So you're probably looking at maybe 50 megabytes in the entire column. I could count 50 megabytes probably within 5 blocks. Less than that, 4 blocks. Honestly, it's crazy when you know what you're looking at. So we've got B Crash, no blocks even over a megabyte, and Fisher Price Cash still struggling to get all of their blocks over a kilobyte, let alone anywhere near a megabyte. So we've got hash rate. Let's just enlarge this quickly. There we go. So for those who don't know, hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. If something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Remember, if something is useful, it's valuable. If something is useless, it's worthless. It's that simple. There we go. Brief explanation. Proof of work, again, this is misdirection because the actual Bitcoin protocol that goes back to 2009 is BSV, so all of that should be over here. This is again what I like to look at. So this is when these are the numbers here. When these numbers are significant, when they see a significant change in these numbers, that's when you know change is really happening, because these are being managed at the moment. So it's currently 50,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Altcoin. How crazy is that? Shows you the health of the network. And it's currently 2.8% more profitable to mine on Altcoin, which just simply shows you the competition for Bitcoin. But you'll see that in comparison to mining B Crash and Fisher Price Cash, much of a muchness really. So it's nearly always more profitable to mine on one of these shitcoins than it is Bitcoin, which suggests that the hash rate is being managed. So the hash rate is purposely being managed to shoo other shitcoin miners off the chain so that they're not holding any BSV. And it's simple economics. If you restrict the supply, then you're literally priming the demand to absolutely explode. And that's what's going on here. So because they're being managed, these are the figures that you want to look at rather than price. So you can see, it's normally like 10, 20, 30% more profitable to mine on BTC. And it's purposely being managed that way so that other miners aren't holding any. And so the demand when they come in will be absolutely massive. So this is the figure. The profitability is what you really need to be looking at rather than price. This tells you whether or not you should be excited about any price pumps and price movements and stuff like that. This is a real fundamental figure. Daily average Bitcoin block size by network. So again, this is a log curve. So BSV, Bitcoin absolutely smashing it. Transactions by network, again on a log curve, BSV smashing it. Transactions per block by network, Bitcoin smashing it. So this is sub-cent fees. So this is 1 cent. So literally Bitcoin right below that, and then it can only actually be visualized on a log curve right down here on cost per SirToshi's, on the transaction cost. Look at that, and it's just phenomenal what we're looking at here. So this is daily Bitcoin fee to block reward ratio. So again, the red line will start going upwards like this. So as the block fee starts to surpass the block reward, then we have an economically self-sustaining system, which is what we're gunning for. So that's another really, really fundamental metric to look at. But the most important one is just this one. Daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth. This is the only graph you need to look at, because the miners will just simply mine eventually the most valuable chain, because the most valuable chain will become the chain that most people use. That is it. If it's useless, it's worthless. That's it. So everything is manipulated at the moment. It's all political backstabbing, cloak and dagger and all this kind of rubbish. So again, if you really want to have a look at fundamental figures at the moment, before utility value kicks in, it's really the mining that you want to look at. So this is global hash rate 7 days. And again, Foundry USA pool being MasterCard, dominating the hash rate on there. Global hash rate 24 hours, so Ant Pool trying to increase their hash rate on the network, trying to get in there. And this is Altcoin, so Foundry USA Pool on that. And this is Bcrash, mining Dutch, massively increasing their hash rate on there. Again, being very, very carefully managed. But again, via BTC on there, other miners just generally, other miners is what's managing the hash rate. Very, very carefully indeed. This is Fisher Price Cash. I mean, what a joke. I really can't even be bothered with that one. But then we got Bitcoin. So again, we're always looking at this. Tal has always got, Tal has always got between sort of like 55 and sort of 60% of the hash rate consistently. So if you ask me, it looks like there's been an agreement made here. This is being very, very carefully managed. The profitability always being adjusted. You're just 10-20% lower than the others. So it's really when you see other miners absolutely whacking all of their hash rate over here, that is when you need to get excited. So this is all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, really. So let's have a look at this hash rate on what's on chain. This is the one we want. Here we go. So it breaks it down in more detail. So we've got 7 miners on here at the moment. We've got Tal, QD Link, Mining Dutch, others, and then Hath, which is a Gorilla Pool. And then this is just the mining expressed in another chart there. Very good. So let's have a look at statistics on the network. So in the last 24 hours, we've had 2.4 million. That's down from 114 million. But again, just the network being tested. There's always stuff going on. Brilliant. So this is BSV data analytics. I mean, look at this. So it's still saying that there's 52.7 million transactions on the network. That's not correct because what's on chain has just showed that it's 2.7, but this is where it was. Maybe they just haven't updated this or something like that. But again, interesting charts here because this is accumulated number of transactions. And again, so they're saying that BSV, even though it's Bitcoin and goes right the way back to 2009, they're starting this from the 15th of November 2018. So even on the 15th of November 2018, it's still got more transactions on than all these other shitcoins. It's hilarious. And accumulated size of the blockchain. I mean, look at that. The growth of the network is just absolutely massive. It's the only charts you really need to look at. Let's see if there's anything on BSV data analytics. No, maybe have they stopped recording figures? Oh, that's a shame. Mint Blues, have a look at the environmental impact here. So I mean, look how efficient the genuine Bitcoin is. Look, in terms of CO2 per transactions in kilograms. Look, BSV absolutely smashing all these things because they've purposely made them inefficient. Especially Altcoin, they've made it the most inefficient network on the planet. So then they can say, oh, yeah, it's not environmentally friendly, following their political narrative. Absolute bollocks. Crypto Quant, let's have a look at this then. Yeah, so we've got the price here in black of BTC, and then the exchanges reserves. I mean, look at that. Look, so the exchanges know what's coming. They're cashing out of this shitcoin as much as possible. They're just like, oh yeah, we don't want to be holding this when the music stops. Oh dear, oh dear. Here we go, Crypto Quant. So this is miner to exchange outflow. So this was the case management conference that was seen on the 15th of June this year. Yeah, there we go, 15th of June 2023. Suddenly all the miners going, oh, we've seen something. Better move all our shitcoins onto exchanges because we might want to be dumping them soon. Let's have a look at the tether weather, see what's going on. So this is the market manipulation here. Let's see what's going on. So it's 24 hours. Look at that. In a week, look at that. How much they've inflated the supply in a week. So it's gone from 84.1 billion. And we're now 84.5. So just a cool 400 million pumped in a week. Let's see what that is in the month. Oh my goodness me. So we started at 83.2. And now at 84.5. Goodness me. So it's over sort of 1.3 billion in a month. 1.3 billion in a month. Give me a break. Honestly, it's insane. And where do we start from here? Crikey, 65 billion. And we're now up to 84 billion in a year. Where do they get that from? They just make it up from nothing. It's literally fiat. But it's worse than fiat. It's on a centralized database. Dear oh dear, dear oh dear. If only people knew what they were looking at. Right, let's have a look at the shorts just for amusements. So we can see this is BTC. Again, the green line represents all those who are positive on it, but again, they have no idea that it's an alternative protocol that they're celebrating. They're literally following the ticker symbol because they have no idea what they're actually looking at. So again, a case of all the gear and no idea, but even short still getting wrecked, even though they understand that it's fundamentally worthless. Oh dear. The morning run, so you can get 694 genuine Bitcoin for one Cabal coin, and 4.9 genuine Bitcoin for one B crash. Oh dear, oh dear. Crypto bubbles. I saw this the other day, and I saw all these shitcoiners celebrating it because they just didn't really have a clue what they were looking at. I mean, it's quite interesting. Well, if it's interesting, Look, I saw somebody introducing some shitcoiner to Hex the other day. And like Hex is kind of like, I mean, literally, you couldn't make it up. It is the one of, besides XRP, well, and all of them, but one of the most obvious and blatant scam coins out there, and yet the shitcoin is still celebrated. Oh, what's Hex? Oh, literally, all they're doing is looking at the price. It is totally manipulated. So this is compared to a US dollar. I mean, what PEP? Honestly, they're just pieces of absolute digital garbage. But again, it's what the New World Order do, making all these fake Twitter accounts and all this kind of stuff. Again, they just make all these coins up. They're literally just ERC20 tokens built on Ethereum. Absolute pieces of garbage. Absolute pieces of garbage. This is what they were talking about the other day. They were like, oh, look at Hex on the month, 162%. BSV features on there. But again, there's no utility value in any of these coins yet. Literally none. Let's have a look on the year. Oh, and there's a sea of red. So let's compare this to a currency. So we can change this just for a bit of fun to BTC. So this is the shitcoins in comparison to BTC on the year. So there's a shitcoin here that's up 1,527% in comparison to BTC. What a joke. And the rest of the market, BSV up 1% on BTC. Up 7% on the last 24 hours. Down 23% on the week. On the month, up 20%. On the year, honestly. Such a joke. An absolute shite show. Good grief. Oh my goodness. It's all a massive psyop, as they say. Alright, let's have a look at some decent sites here. So we've currently got a market cap of $1.2 trillion of absolute naff all. A BTC, look at, so a healthy trade volume is around 5%. Trade volume just 1.5%. And again, these sort of metrics here are quite interesting. You've got total supply, how much is worth, max supply, so 21 million. 24-hour range, so it's fluctuated between, the fluctuation is 2.1%, 24-hour high, 24-hour low, and it shows your liquidity in the market. But I'm not really interested in BTC, to be honest with you. SegWit, because it's fundamentally worthless. Literally segregating the digital signatures, witness being the signature on the chain, meaning you can't prove that you've sent a transaction. How clever is that? Which means you have no lawful recourse because there's no evidence in the trade because your digital signature is not with the transaction. It's crazy. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Where are we? Are we still on this first page? Hey, 44. Get in there. With a price of currently $49, just below 50. So, so it's fluctuated 10% in the last 24 hours. Literally, there is bids are the number of people bidding for it. So the price is going up at the moment. We see a sea of green at the moment. Asks for the number of people sort of like willing to sell. So there we've got more green than reds there. But literally, we've literally only got $4.4 million worth of ask, actually, as in people willing to sell. So this is what they're asking for as a price. So there's more bidding coming in at the moment, which just means the price is kind of like on its way up as we're looking at it right now. But there's no utility value here at the moment. It's all speculation. So this is a breakdown in terms of trade volume on exchanges. But again, a lot of it is all derivatives exchanges. What you really want is liquidity. Who's got the liquidity? So CoinW, not really familiar with them. Not really familiar with too much of these exchanges. But if you want to withdraw your Bitcoin, it's liquidity that you really need, so you can actually take it out and off of the exchange. You can withdraw it into your own non-custodial wallet. Let's have a look at CoinCap. Oh, it looks like they're actually reporting the price again. Well done them. Yeah, there was no price there whatsoever. That's hilarious. Let's have a look at coins overall. Price of BTC. Oh, who cares? This is more interesting. So this is BSV versus BTC. So you can see it's just sort of like shot up from between October the 11th and we're now October 28th. So the chart is like a monthly view here. Interesting. Let's have a look at Bitcoin versus US dollar. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice one. Up on the month. Lovely jubbly. CoinDesk reporting on the price. So we want this over 1 day. Oh, okay. Up on the, what's that like on the week? I don't like this new chart they brought on, but anyway. So remember, the reason Bitcoin is so important is because we either have a common money used by the people to create government that works for the people, or government will create currency to control the people and erode us of our freedoms and sovereignty. And that's what's happening at the moment. So that's why this court case is so important. The largest court case in the history of our species. For the very reason I've just mentioned, which is the cabal masquerading as COPA, calling themselves the Crypto Open Patent Alliance. That's hilarious. Versus Dr. Craig Wright, the creator and inventor of Bitcoin. So it's basically the cabal versus Bitcoin on the 15th of January 2024. Stay tuned. We'll bring you more. And until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.